Are we back? Hi, boys and girls. Remember me? It's Mr. Green. And Gigglin Gertie's behind me. And where's Auntie Muriel?
Here I am. Here I am.
Oh, come on out. Beautiful day, Memorial Day weekend.
Oh, hi, boys and girls.
It's so nice to see you back in part 2 of Gigglin Gertie Tells Tales.
Sure is. In fact, today we're going to do, or in this segment actually, we're going to do a little story called The Fisherman and His Wife.
That could be me and you.
Aw, gee. So we thought it would be really fun to take it out here.
Why don't we show them?
All right. Gigglin Gertie, make sure your mask is on.
Oh, that's right, boys and girls. I'm outside, and this is Memorial Day weekend, so I want to make sure that I'm protecting those that I love. I haven't been feeling too good lately, so I am wearing my mask. Can you see I look a little different? What's different about me? Where I am, that's different. Look around at the beautiful green. Anybody say green? Yeah, Mr. Green, look around. This is your color. Sure is beautiful. It sure is. And the story we're going to do is called The Fisherman. Yes, I'm listening. And His Wife. Oh boy. This actually is a fairy tale by the Grimm brothers. And a fairy tale usually has magic in it. And this happens to have a magic fish. A magic fish. That's right. So I'm going to tell you the story out here, but I'm going to have you go back a little bit. Oh, my 6 feet, kinda. And then I'm going to take off my mask. Oh, okay. It's a good idea though, boys and girls. If you are outside with a big group, wear your mask and still remember social distancing is still going to be really important. Sure is. Okay. Auntie Muriel, are you okay?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to listen.
All right, good. All right, so this is a story of a fisherman. Let's see if we can see any fishermen on the lake today. No, they're all on the other side. And his wife. Once upon a time, a long time ago, there was a couple who lived on the edge of a forest near a lake, just like this. Well, they lived in a very poor house. I mean, it was a hut, basically. And the wife didn't feel much like tidying, and he definitely didn't do it. So the house was a wreck. The roof was falling in, the floors were coming up, the foundation was cracked, you name it. It was awful. It was a tiny little hut. And all they could do was just sit at the table and stare off into space. Well, one day the farmer said, or the fisherman said, I'm going to take my fishing pole and I'm going to bring us back some dinner.
Well, that's good,
said the wife.
You just bring us back and you make sure you clean it too. I'm not cleaning anything.
All right, dear. Yes, dear, said the fisherman. So he took his fishing pole. Now, this is called pantomime. So you can do this with me if you'd like to. Took his fishing pole and put it over his shoulder and walked to the shoreline, where he walked across the dock, sat down, and dropped his pole. And he waited for that magical tug that happens to every fisherman and that joy of having dinner. Oh, he felt it immediately. Oh, it was strong, it was big. What a giant fish, he said. And so he pulled and he took it and he pulled and pulled and pulled and reeled and oh, he picked it up. And there on the hanging on to the hook was a fish, but it was talking.
Oh, please save me. Save me. I am no ordinary fish, you know. I am a prince. I was magically turned into a fish by a wicked witch. Please, please, please let me go.
The fisherman could not believe his ears. He was shaking. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll do it. So he took the fish, he unhooked its mouth, and he threw it back into the water. He got home, he was still shaking. His wife was sitting at the table as usual.
Well, did you catch any dinner? Did you clean it?
Well, let me tell you, I caught a great big fish.
Well, good. Come on, give it. Put it in the pot.
No, I let it go.
You let it go? What do you mean you let it go?
Well, I let it go because it was talking to me.
It was talking to you?
Yes, it begged for its life. It pleaded. It said it was a magic prince. And so, what could I do? I let it go. Well, the wife could not believe it. She stood up, her arms across her chest like this, and said,
You let a magic fish go without asking for any reward?
Yeah.
Well, you go right back to that fishing hole, drop your line, and ask for something in a reward, like, you saved his life. It's a prince, for goodness sake.
Okay, dear, said the husband. So he took his pole and he walked back to the pier, that dock, sat down, and he cast his pole and waited. Sure enough, the tug happened again. And that fish came up again.
What are you doing? I thought you said you let me go.
Yeah, but my wife wanted a reward, for that.
Oh, all right. What does she want?
Well, I believe it would be nice if we had a nice cottage to live in.
A cottage, huh?
Yeah, a really nice cottage, and then we'll be fine.
Well, all right.
And the fish swished its tail and dislodged itself from the hook and jumped back into the water, saying,
Go home. You have what you have.
The fisherman went back home, and sure enough, there where the hut was a beautiful cottage, and the cottage was surrounded by a beautiful white picket fence, and his wife sat in the cutest little jumper at the table, and her hands were together like this, as if she was praying. But she wasn't. She was thinking. Well, this is pretty nice, isn't it? Oh, we've got such a cute little cottage here.
Yeah, no hardwood floors, though.
Yeah, but look, oh, it's beautiful, yellow and blue and all your favorite colors.
We'll see.
Sure enough, a week went by, and the wife got very angry.
All right. So, this was a prince, right? So he could have given you anything. Well, I don't want this old cottage. It's too small. I want a mansion.
A mansion?
Yes, with maids and servants and all that kind of stuff. Cooks, cleaners, everything.
Yes, dear. He took his fishing pole and dragged himself back to the pier and sat himself down on the dock and put his fishing pole in and waited. Sure enough, his line was tugged, and in swam the fish.
Well,
said the fish, what do you want now? Could my wife get a mansion instead of a cottage? She finds the cottage a little too small. Oh, all right, gee whiz. Go home, she'll have it. And he jumped back into the water. Well, what happened next was he went back home. And sure enough, in place of the cottage was a beautiful mansion. In fact, it had a drawing area for cars, a private driveway, a pool in the back, and his wife stood at the door waiting for him with her arms crossed over her chest. Well, this is beautiful. It's a beautiful mansion, just like on Hollywood stars. Yes, she said. But if the fish can give me such a beautiful mansion, I'm sure he could give me a castle, and I could rule over a kingdom like a queen. All right, dear, said the man. He went back to the pier, sat on the deck, took his fishing pole and put into the water, and waited. The fish came up this time, and this time it was angry. What do you want? I have given you a cottage and a mansion. What more? Well, she wants to be a queen, and she wants a castle. And with that, she wants a kingdom to rule over. All right, he swished his tail. The clouds started to darken, and he jumped back into the water, saying, "She has it." Fisherman came back to see a bunch of guards by his home. His wife was in a beautiful gown with a crown on her head, telling the guards what to do, watching soldiers pass by. Well, dear, it looks like you have what you finally needed. You're queen over a kingdom. And she stopped and looked at him and said, "A kingdom? I want to be queen of the world." He looked at her, said, No, I'm not going back to the fish for that." "You will, or I'll get those soldiers to beat you up." So the fisherman went back to the fish, his old fishing pole over his shoulder, put it back in the water, and without even catching the fish came up and said, "What does she want now?" "She wants to be the queen of the world." Well, the clouds started to darken. The wind was horrible, and the fish went back and forth into the waves and the wake it was creating in the water, and said, "You go home. She has what she deserves," and jumped back into the water. The fisherman went back, and he didn't see the castle. He didn't see a kingdom. He didn't see the cottage. All he saw was that old hut with his wife sitting at the table like this. And the moral to that story is, don't be greedy. Like what you have. Everything is a blessing. And with that, I am going to pause this, and we're going to move in to the studio where we're going to do a little bit of pantomime ourselves. Sounds like a good deal? Oh, are you there? Hey, wait, what do you think?
I love that story. Makes me so happy to be not greedy.
Oh, I'm sorry. There.
Yeah, in the studio it's okay though.
Oh, okay. I want to make sure though.
That's right.